Friday night and last of this week's daily market dose, Corporate Central, where we get you the everyday pulse of the corporate world and also highlight all of the market fluctuations taking place. I'm Shrestha Tiwari. First up, let's look at the corporate stories of the day. On June 2nd, three main updates on the Adani Group. The first news is that the NSE and the BSE have removed Adani Enterprises, the flagship company of the group, from the ambit of short-term ASM framework, that is, additional monitoring from June 2nd. In episode number 23, we had told you that both the exchanges have once again put Adani Enterprises in ASM framework. The first phase of the ASM framework started on 25th of May. Under this, the rate of margin for all open positions will be 50% or the existing margin, whichever is higher, and the same will be applicable. In a latest, Adani Group company Adani Roads Transport on Thursday terminated yet another proposed acquisition and said that it will not be going ahead with the acquisition of 4 road assets worth 3,110 crore rupees from Australian investor Macquarie. ARTL had entered into an agreement with Macquarie Asia Infrastructure Fund to acquire 100% stake in Swarna Tollway Private Limited and 56.8% stake in Gujarat Road and Infrastructure Company on August 4th, 2022. The two companies own toll road projects each in Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh. Further, GQG Partners said that it intends to buy more stock of the Adani Group. GQG Partners, which invested $1.87 billion in 4 Adani Group companies in March earlier this week, had pumped in another $330 million to $530 million into these companies. The interim resolution professional of Go First has submitted a 6-month revival plan to the DGCA, saying that it is ready to resume operations with 26 operational aircrafts and 400 pilots on its rolls. The airline also told the DGCA that oil marketing companies have extended their support to help Go First. Prior to the airline's insolvency plea, oil marketing companies had put their operation on cash and carry terms. Currently, the airline's operations are under suspension till June 4th. The revival plan also cites support of 15 of the 20 major travel agents with regards to ticketing services. Meanwhile, other airlines are planning to lease 115 aircrafts to fill the gap left by Go First. The IT department has sent notices to Reliance Jio, Infocom and Tata Communications on interconnection usage charges. As per a report, both companies have appealed against orders on the matter passed by the Mumbai wing of the IT department for earlier years. IUC is the cost that a mobile operator pays to another operator for carrying or terminating a call, and if they don't pay these charges, SSC companies are liable to pay the tax deducted at source amount. The department is of the view that Indian telecom companies should deduct TDS from IUC payments. The matter is now before the Commissioner of Income Tax. CBDT has exempted buyers from a gift tax when they acquire equity shares in public sector units through strategic disinvestment. Earlier, the exemption was applied only in the case of sale of a PSU. The change in the income tax law has been made to make strategic disinvestment in PSUs attractive, experts have said. India has granted relief from its angel tax for buyers of shares in public enterprises that were strategically divested for below the fair market value. CBDT has amended the income tax rules to accept from any close scrutiny by tax authorities movements in equity shares of a government company received by a person who was involved in strategic disposal in the public sector, including overseas buyers who may have paid a lower book value than the actual value. Further, the centre has extended a specific tax waiver for buyers of government stakes in companies being privatized to those who acquire stakes held by state-run entities as well. The immediate beneficiary of the move will be the potential buyer of IDBI Bank, which is promoted by Life Insurance Corporation. In a sense, the change in tax rules would exempt the buyer of IDBI Bank from tax liability on notional gains of the market value of shares sold by LIC is higher than the price discovered through a competitive bidding process. Metal and mining company Vedanta's parent company, Vedanta Resources, has raised $450 million from two of its rival companies. This gives an idea of the difficulties VRL faces in raising funds from banks or other channels. Out of the total amount of $450 million, $250 million has been raised from Glencore International, about which we had informed you in episode number 27. The remaining amount of $200 million has been raised from commodities trading company Trafigura. The funds raised from Trafigura will be used to repay Oaktree's $150 million debt. Earlier in April, Oaktree was also paid $250 million. Dish TV and SL Group Company has rejected the proposal given by the minority shareholders to call an extraordinary general meeting, that is EGM, on Thursday, June 1st. In episode number 16, we had told you that the minority shareholders of the company have asked the company to call an EGM, upon which the company informed the stock exchanges that it is evaluating the request of these shareholders. These 77 minority shareholders hold 10.15% stake in the company, and this proposed EGM was being called to reconstitute the board, which include removal of two long-term directors of the company, Shankar Agarwal and Rashmi Agarwal. Not only this, these minority shareholders had also asked for the appointment of three new independent directors, that is K. Badrinarayanan, Satish Kumar Yanmandra and Jeet Sen Gupta on the board, but Dish TV rejected this proposal as invalid. In fact, there is a legal dispute over board seats between Yes Bank, the largest shareholder of Dish TV with 24% stake, and the promoter family led by former chairman Jawaharlal Goel holding 4% stake. The appointment of independent directors on the board was cancelled, who joined the board in December 2022. Negative news for Byjus does not seem to be ending because Byjus was in talks with its lenders for a restructuring of $1.2 billion term loan B, which has ended inconclusive. That is, lenders have rejected talks on debt restructuring. The lenders have alleged that Byjus had taken a loan of $500 million, but this information was not shared with them, due to which the negotiations have been terminated. The termination of these talks means that the lenders can sell the securities pledged by the company. However, the company has time till June 5th to pay the interest on this loan, and it is believed that the company can hold separate talks with these lenders. Earlier too, the company had offered the lenders to increase the interest rate up to 3% on this loan due in 2026. That was all on corporates. Now let's take a look at those stocks that were buzzing today in the market and also analyze the reason behind it. First up, AB Capital hits 52-week high after preferential issue announcement. Shares of AB Capital, a company related to the financial services business of Aditya Birla Group, saw a jump of up to 3.5% on Friday, June 2nd. The stock touched an intraday high of 176.6 rupees, which is a 52-week high. The board of AB Capital has actually approved the issue of shares through preferential issue, and these shares will be issued to the promoter and promoter group entity at a price of 165.1 rupees, through which the company will raise 1,250 crore rupees. Let us tell you that on May 11th, the company's board had approved raising capital of 3,000 crore rupees, and this preferential issue is a part of the same approval. Through this offer, Grasim Industries will be issued 6.06 crore shares for an investment of 1,000 crore rupees, and Surya Kiran Investments will be issued 1.51 crore shares for an investment of 250 crore rupees. The stock of mid-cap IT company Cyient has seen a jump of more than 11% on Friday. The stock made an intraday high of 1,524.75 rupees during the day, which is the highest level of the stock so far. In fact, Cyient's stock has crossed the level of 1,500 rupees for the first time in the listing history so far. There are two main reasons to this. First is the strong business outlook given by the company's management. The company's fourth quarter results were strong as compared to the giants as well as mid-cap IT companies, and along with that, the guidance has also been very strong. In quarter 4, the company has recorded a constant currency, that is CC income growth of 6.6% and has issued a guidance of 15 to 20% year-on-year CC income growth for the services segment in FY24. Not only this, the margin of the services segment is also expected to improve by 100 to 200 basis points, that is 1 to 2% in FY24. The second reason is that the company has fixed June 12th as the record date for the final dividend of 16 rupees. After Thursday's big fall, Coal India shares have seen recovery on Friday. The OFS has received an overwhelming response. The OFS opened to non-retail, that is institutional investors, on Thursday, June 1st, and received bids for shares totaling 6,500 crore rupees. On the first day, 8.31 crore shares were offered by the government, for which bids were received for 28.76 crore shares. That is, the share of institutional investors is 3.46 times. Government currently holds 66.13% stake in Coal India, and through this OFS, the government is selling a total of 18.48 crore shares, or 3%, at a floor price of 225 rupees. Also, the quota of retail shareholders, which opened on 2nd of June, got fully subscribed. Defense sector company Paras Defense and Space Technologies stock has seen a jump of up to 9% on Friday. The stock touched an intraday high of 545.40 rupees during the day, and the reason is the announcement of an agreement or a joint venture with Israel's company Controp Precision Technologies. Under this agreement, both companies will provide manufacturing, installation as well as logistics services in the electro-optic infrared field under the Make in India initiative. Paras Defense will have 30% stake and Controp will have 70% stake in this joint venture company. The stock touched a 52-week high of 811.35 on September 19, 2022, and from there the stock is trading at a discount of about 34%. That's all on corporates and markets tonight. But before we go, leaving you with some important corporate events and triggers of the day, which will have the potential to make big market impacts. On June 2nd, impact of US May employment to be out, with estimates of adding of about 1.8 lakh new jobs. Unemployment rate may increase from 3.4% to 3.5%. And on June 4th, OPEC Plus countries to meet, an important meeting as OPEC and its allies are unlikely to deepen supply cuts at their ministerial meeting on Sunday, despite a fall in oil prices towards $70 per barrel as per a Reuters report. OPEC Plus, which groups the organization of the petroleum exporting countries and allies led by Russia, pumps around 40% of the world's crude and supplies around 60% of the oil export market, meaning this meeting's policy decisions can have a major price impact. On Monday, June 5th, Westlife Food World will be listed on the NSE. With that, it's a wrap on Corporate Central tonight, but you can catch all the other detailed updates on corporates on Money9's website, www.money9.com. That's all from me. Take care and see you next week.